Pre-algebra lesson 28, improper fractions, mixed numbers, and decimal numbers. So we're going to be learning how to write and convert all these types of numbers, and we're going to do it just by going straight to the practice problem. So let's start with mixed numbers converting to improper fractions. When you're converting mixed numbers to improper fractions, you have to remember two steps. Those two steps are multiply and add. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the denominator, you're going to multiply the denominator by your whole number. Right? So we're going to do 3 times 5, and then the other thing is we're going to add that number to the numerator to get a new fraction. Okay? So when we do our math, we're going to be moving in this direction. So first we do 3 times 5. What's 3 times 5? 15. So I have 15. Now I do 15 plus 2. 15 plus 2 is 17. And that 17 follows this arrow and goes right there on the numerator. So my numerator is now 17. My denominator, wait, I don't have a denominator. Well, the denominator stays the same. The 3 just moves over, and that is 5 2/3 as an improper fraction. So the main thing here is we need to remember to multiply and add, and it's a good habit to get into to go ahead and write those symbols on your problems. So, but as soon as I know I need to convert this to an improper fraction, I'm going to put my little multiplication sign and my addition sign. 8 times 6 gives me, let's see here, 8 times 5 is 40, plus one more, 48. So 8 times 6 is 48. 48 plus 7. Let's see, that's 49, 50, 51, 52, 55. All right. And then my denominator 8 remains the same. So that is how we convert mixed numbers to improper fractions. Just multiply the denominator by the whole number, add the numerator, keep the denominator the same. All right. Now let's talk about how we convert to mixed numbers. So I have 14/3. I need to convert it to a mixed number. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remember that fractions are the same operation as division, and I'm going to create a division problem. Right? Now, I'm going to see how many times 3 will go into 14. 3 goes into 14 4 times. 4 times 3 is 12. Then I have 2 left over. Now, if you remember, instead of writing remainder 2, I'm going to take my remainder of 2 and write it as a fraction over my divisor. So I get 4 2/3. So my final answer is 4 2/3. All right, that's how I convert a mixed or improper fraction to a mixed number. I just divide, write the remainder as a fraction. Okay? Let's do it one more time. How many times will 5 go into 23? Or how can I divide 5 into 23? It goes in 4 times. 4 times 5 is 20. I have a remainder of 3. That remainder becomes the numerator over the divisor of 5. 4 3/5 is the correct answer. So converting to a mixed number is pretty simple. We just divide, write the remainder as a fraction. Okay. Now let's talk about how to write a decimal out of a mixed number. Now this one is pretty interesting, and it's pretty simple. The cool thing about the decimal in a mixed number is the whole part is going to be the first half of our decimal number. So this is going to equal 57 decimal or point something. Now to figure out the something, I have to remember that fractions are the same operation as division. Now if I'm writing this mixed number as a decimal, I'm going to divide 1 into 6. So 6 will go into 1. Now instead of leaving my remainder as a fraction, since I need to write it as a decimal, I need to get a decimal answer. And I know that 6 will not fit into 1. Also, it says round to the hundredths place. So I might need to divide 3 times. So 6 does not go into 1, so that's going to be a 0. 6 goes into 10 one time. I get 6. 10 minus 6 is 4. I bring down the 0. 6 goes into 40 6 times. All right, multiply by 6, I get 36. Subtract, I get 4. Ooh, I think I see a trend here. And then 6 goes into 40 6 times again. Okay, so it looks like what's going to happen is this 6 is going to repeat. So I can put a line over that 6 and then end it. Or, actually, since I need to round to the hundredths place, that 6 would actually round that 6 into a 7. So what I do now is this decimal answer is going to go on the end of the 57. So since 1/6 is equal to 0.16, or rounded 17, my answer will be 57.17 because I'm rounding. Now if I wasn't rounding, I could just write 1 with the 6 repeating. Okay, but that is that number as a decimal when it's rounded to the hundredths place. Last one, how do I write a decimal as a mixed number? Well, just like the whole number here was able to transfer to the decimal, the whole number from the decimal can transfer to the mixed number. So I'm going to have 5 and a fraction. The question is, what will the fraction be? So for the fraction, I'm going to find the place value, right? So here I have tenths, hundredths. The farthest place value is hundredths. So if I read this as 5 and 18 hundredths, that's actually the fraction. The fraction will be 5 and 18 hundredths. Now, the last thing I need to do is check and see if this fraction can be reduced. Can 18 over 100 be reduced? Yes, they're both even numbers. They'll both divide by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. 100 divided by 2 is 50. So my final answer is going to be 5 and 9 over 50 because I'm reducing my fraction. That's it for this lesson. If you have any questions, let me know on the school website, and I will see you in class.